Okay, can everybody hear me? Yay! Okay, now, as I stated, I have hosed my PC, something to do with my audio driver on my musical thing here, because we do sound stuff as well, and it's very technical, so technical, I have no idea how to describe it, but it always messes up my USB drivers, including Wi-Fi, and for some reason I can't play videos, YouTube or anything, and I can't capture videos. And normally I like to use OBS to capture video, and I can't this time. So if anyone can set up recording, I'll wait until someone can get that running, and then after Chief Chat, I am reinstalling Windows. I had to do that last time to fix it. Even uninstalling all my drivers manually didn't do it. And it was Pro Tools. I blame Pro Tools. Piece of shit software.
Already recording.
Thanks, Ronan.
It's Farrell. She's got my back.
Awesome, Faye. Okay, welcome to Chief Chat. We haven't had one of these in a while. And I want to welcome everybody aboard, especially all the new people who are joining us for the first time today. I did tweet this out, so hopefully we got some new faces in here. I do see a packed room, and that is good. Now, we're going to be talking a little bit about the game here, maybe a little background for those who are new and don't know too much about it, as well as giving away some packs. What we are doing is we do have 3 Python bike skins that we are giving away, and it's going to be by raffle. But since bike skins are only M3 exclusive, we need to get more people into M3. And for that, I'd like to thank Maven, who at prior M3 had made a rather large donation credit that he wanted to spend on altruistic things like the community. And one of those things is $1 stretch goal packs. So we will be giving away 10 of Maven's $1 stretch goal packs, which entitles you to things like, the original Chosen 2-seater bike, Hollow Wings, a whole bunch of stuff that you get. And that means 10 people will be eligible today for the M3 bike skin raffle, which we will hold later. So you get 2 chances. You get to go for the M3 random draw, and then you'll be able to go right into, and when we do the Python bike packs afterwards, then you'll be able to do it. If you want to check your level, if you want to check everything about yourself, you need to convert your account to a Ember authorization account, and that is at my.ember.com, my.em8er.com. Oh my gosh, Shadow, another time. I can't handle the giveaways so much. It's like, okay, we could do that. If you have packs to raffle away, we do those. Our community is very generous, and they have often multiple packs or contributions that they love to raffle off, because everybody is just so awesome in the Ember community. So for those of you who haven't seen it yet, let me show you that we finished the color renders of the high resolution bikes. Let me pop those up real quick. Now, you'll notice that it has similarities to the Cobra bike. It was an homage to the Firefall Cobra bike, although it's very, very different if you were to compare them side by side. I don't know if anybody has a picture of the Cobra. Maybe Please Ban Me can Google that real quick and throw it up. But it is Cobra Red. The game is the entire business model is selling skins, and so This is the Cobra Red skin. It is, unfortunately, it is a bike skin, which means it's only available for M3 backers because we promised that only M3 backers would get this. And we're giving away 3 of these skins today to M3 backers. But we're also having a raffle for up to 10 people to get into M3, thanks to Maven's generosity and his tempting goals of the $1 stretch goal packs, which give you a bunch of free stretch goals. It does not give you the game or the demos, but you can get that in a bit. Yeah, there it is. There's the Cobra. So someone told me the other day, actually one of the Firefall designers told me, he said, it looks like an HD upgrade of the Cobra done right. So I found that really gratifying because I was really trying to capture the look. I did build that in Modo using a lot of the skills I've had redoing the OmniFrame. It is not the Locust bike. The Locust bike has more of a lowrider look to it, a little more retro look. There's the Locust. Maybe that will make a debut someday too, or a spiritual successor to the Locust bike. So we figure if, you know, if Fortnite can have a John Wick skin that's not John Wick, we can have a LGV that's not an LGV. Of course, the way we're going to get you is the bike will include the most obnoxious horn sound, and you'll have to buy an upgrade if you don't want to hear that. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so why are we here? We're here because Ember is entering a new phase. We've been in art production for a long time, and we've been starting to white box prototype. We've got jetpacks working. We've got gliders working. We have chosen, finally, an animation system, a locomotion system called ALS that we're borrowing from the concepts, but we're doing a lot of customization on it. It's a way to make characters sort of move smoothly and act smoothly, and we're combining it with a third-party plugin and new partner, Ikinema. Ikinema does IK retargeting, which is basically like if we have kaiju that have 6 feet, we can keep all 6 feet planted on the ground. If it needs to look at a certain thing or interact with objects, it can procedurally generate an animation to sort of like reach that target. So it's very, very good for things like kaiju. If you have a problem with your Indiegogo account not being reflected in my.ember.com, I see Kinem has an issue, please email support@crixa.io. And we're pretty good at getting back to you within 24 hours, even on the weekends, on support, and we will take care of you. Did they change the bike noise in Firefall? Anyways, I want to talk about Ember. You guys are like, the bikes, you should see what they did to the bikes. And alt fire, and oh my god, save us.
Traumatized.
Don't worry, we're going to fix all that. So,
guys, real quick, I just want to say thank you to the community for being with us through all of this, for supporting us, for being amazing. When we're too busy to say much, you guys are still here and excited. And when we do have the chance to put out a video or give an announcement, you guys are super excited all over it and pushing us on. The energy you guys create, it helps the dev team and the community team stay excited every day. And just thank you for that.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys are the best. This is probably the best community I've ever worked with. It reminds me of early Firefall days. And, you know, it's up to us to deliver the vibe and the feel of what was the original intent of the design of the game to all of you who were early backers of Firefall. So thank you, and even the ones who weren't with us on Firefall have been extremely supportive. So I'm very grateful for that. Basically, if you're tuning in, Ember is a mech versus kaiju game. It's an open world sort of co-op invasion game. There's nothing quite like it anywhere else. Imagine that you've got, a couple hundred players together on a server, and they are going out and they are either fighting back or taking over zones from a AI-powered invader. And this AI-powered invader are the alien Sihu, and you guys are the Gatestrider colonists who've come to Ember to terraform it and make a new homeworld for yourself and discover ancient technology that might help you against your enemy, the Inshigi, who wiped out your home planet. Boy, that's a lot of backstory in a sense. But anyways, what do? Well, basically you go around and you pilot omniframes, which are like light mechs. They're like big exosuits. And you have light, medium, and heavy frames, and you can glide and you can jetpack, and you go out and you do two things. Either you're going out and you are thumping for resources, and you're crafting all your abilities and all your weapons, which you can customize. We don't lock you into anything except for light, medium, and heavy frames have some of their own unique abilities and weapons that you can slot. And if you can make a sniper class if you want, you can make a medic class if you want. You can make your own damn class and name it something cool that everyone can see. So if they want to do your build, they can. And you go out and you have to mine resources for this. And our mining is not boring at all. I mean, it wasn't boring when we had Thumpers in Firefall, but this is like Thumpers plus plus, because in Firefall what would happen is resources would spawn dynamically on the map, and you would go and sort of search them out and call down a Thumper drill from the sky, which was like a giant missile that came down and started thumping, and you had to defend that Thumper, and the longer you could defend it, the more resources you would get, and the rarer resources you would get. Actually, the rarer part was supposed to be there. We never actually got to that, but it will be in Ember. In Ember, instead of yep, that's the medium omni frame. That's the concept render, which had to be completely rebuilt to actually work as a game model. Tommaso did that. He's our awesome mech designer, and I've been rebuilding that frame bit by bit, and down to the legs now, and then we're almost ready. Okay, so when you mine in Ember, instead of calling down this drill, you're actually calling down a Thumper, which is a giant mining mech. Someone got a pic of that they could throw up? And this mech goes around with its drill arm, it's very Gurren Lagann, and starts drilling for resources, and it's actually fighting alongside you as you mine for these resources to gather up what you need. And the resources are dynamic. That depends on time of day, depends on how close you are to the terraforming bubble. And with these resources, you can go ahead, there's the Thumper fighting a Kaiju. And with these resources, you can go in and craft anything you want in tiers. And you research these tech trees to unlock recipes that you can use by gathering resources, as well as investing in the research facilities and bases, because base building is the other part of this. Now, it's not base building like in, where you do it panel by panel, like in ARC or anything like that, but it is more like an RTS. And as you build up these bases, you get more capabilities, you unlock technological tiers, and you also can invest in terraforming, which transforms the zone from embers, which is the name of the planet, EN80R is the designation, also pronounced Ember. You transform it from a icy volcanic wasteland gradually into its ultimate biome. And the ultimate biome could be jungle, like Copacabana, or it could be desert, or you don't know what you're going to get, but we'll have a couple of biomes. And as you there'll be multiple zones, and you can go through, and some of these zones are always under invasion. And so you're either in a peaceful zone, thumping for resources and building up your omni frames, of which you can collect as many as you like in your garage, and customize them to your heart's content, or you will go out and participate in fighting against these invasions. Now, if you have jetpacks, one thing we want to do is give you some verticality in combat against an opponent where that would make sense. And so that's where the giant Kaiju come in. The enemy that you're facing is a bunch of shape-shifting aliens, the Tsihu, that can shift between humanoid and beast mode for melee. in the humanoid form, and they're basically armed with biotech. In humanoid form, they're shooting at you. In beast mode, they are melee crazy. And they, instead of having tanks, instead of having planes, they've got kaiju. They've got flying kaiju. They've got ground-based kaiju. And these range in size, as big as your thumper, as small as your knees, all the way up to something a lot bigger, which is going to be a real threat to your bases. So that's the background of the game. Hopefully that made sense to all the new people here. And hopefully that sounds cool. And it is PvE. The zones are probably going to be 4 to 8 kilometers on a side. 8 kilometers is as big as we can make in Unreal without some custom coding. And I don't think we need to go much bigger for terraforming buckets. So the way we've been funding this is milestone-based funding. We are bootstrapping the game bit by bit, where we basically started off with funding a website, and then we went ahead and funded an art demo, and now we are funding the playable mock-up before the Kickstarter. So what is a playable mock-up? The playable mock-up is basically going to be one of these Thumper mining encounters where you can call down the Thumper and defend it. And we've got the Thumper built, the Omni frame is nearly done, the humans are already built and they're being animated right now. And we have the Tsihu humanoid form done and being UV unwrapped. That means getting prepared for texturing, and it will go to rigging and animation soon. Beast mode is also coming along in prototype mode, as well as our first little kaiju. Not so little, but enough to fight against the Thumper. So this will all go into a demo that gets delivered to backers and nobody else. So during our Kickstarter, the backers are free to stream and screenshot this game and hype it and talk about it to help us with the Launch the Company Kickstarter. We've been transforming from basically a part-time endeavor to a full-time company this year, doing a lot of things for that. And we're going to be having a couple of deliverables to backers that are coming up. So the first deliverable you heard about is the OmniFrame movement demo, which is gliding as well as jump jets, no weapons yet. And then but before that, we're going to do an intermediate build. We're going to do a new art demo where we show you the new characters. We have you actually log in and authenticate to our servers, and you can actually take a look at the art of the characters and the new Omni frame and of course the old Thumper up close and see them all together in our default terrain. So it's just a little tide you over build while we wait for all the animations to get back so we can get the Omni frame movement build to backers. No, there's no new Thumper, please ban me. The old Thumper is still very cool. We have him stomping around the level right now. We just got his old animation graphs imported into the new build. Old because it was the art demo it was a while ago. I mean, it's still very cool, but he's now stomping around the level. You can actually jetpack up on top of him. I've been trying to land and actually stand on top of him, but I've been unsuccessful so far. Yeah, they maybe 3 times as tall as the Omni frame, at least 2 to 3 times as tall. One thing we pay attention to is height because you don't want to be fighting things knees, but with jetpacks you can get a lot of verticality. So I'm less fearful of having tall creatures in the game. So expect the kaiju battles to be a little bit like Monster Hunter, a little bit like Dauntless. They're not just going to be sponges. Combat-wise, you are primarily in the Omni frames, but you do have out-of-frame moments. You can eject from your frame. If your frame gets blown up, you are ejected. You can call down another frame, and you have to survive long enough for that. And when you're in bases, when you're in a base interior, you're going to be in human form, sort of like how mounts disappear in WoW when you go into cities. The open world is not a single continuous zone. You have terraforming pockets that are deployed, and so they're individual zones that you travel between. And some of those zones will always be under attack. You don't know which ones, and other ones are going to be safe for thumping and crafting and base building. So the sense of movement is going to be Firefall-esque, but we've made some refinements. Don't expect jetpacks and gliders to feel exactly the same. For example, for our jump jets, we are giving you a little bit more stability in hovering so you can be a fire platform more. And that has pluses and minuses, because while you are hovering, you need a little more precision to take out the shield generators and tech implants on the back of Kaiju that the Tsihu have implanted to enslave the Kaiju and to beef them up. And you need a way to have a little more air control there. You also have dodge, so you can dodge left and dodge right while you're in the air. It uses up jet fuel when you do that. And we've also got a little bit for gliding. We're actually letting you deploy weapons during gliding, and you can hold down shift and independently aim from the direction of your glide. A little bit of a skill thing. It's not that easy to pull off, but we like to include a lot of skill-based mechanics in the game. Same thing with landing a glider. If you come in too steep and too fast, you're going to roll and you're going to ragdoll. But if you come in just right, you can just continue running on the ground. I don't think our game's aesthetic are going to be generic. I think that's the last thing we are. I think we've got some pretty unique mecha designs. It's very much a shooter. This is not, it does not feel like an RPG at all. It does not even feel like non-tab targeting RPG. This is like Firefall, it's a shooter first and foremost. The tiers of technology give you different access to weapons and abilities, some increase in power, but it's a relatively flat curve. I don't want to say it's flat because it's not flat. Achievement-based cosmetics. I don't know yet. I think that that's got to be part of it. You have to be able to earn these cosmetics other than just buy them. But the business model is that you pay a high-end indie price for the game, and you don't pay a subscription fee, and there are no loot boxes at all, no predatory stuff going on, but you can buy skins, and that is our primary model. So, like you can see with the Cobra Bike, a skin can be a shader, it can be a color shift, or it can be an entirely new mesh geometry. So, important announcement I want to make about OmniFrames. OmniFrames, light, medium, and heavy, were going to be basically the same size and the same frame with just a couple of minor cosmetic tweaks. Well, we've gotten good enough building OmniFrames now, after practicing 2 times here, that we are going to offer a very different look for light, medium, and heavy. So you can expect the light to be smaller and more compact, and you can expect the heavy to be beefier and chunkier than the medium frame. So there's going to be a very distinct look between light, medium, and heavy OmniFrames. That is a new announcement for us today. Yes, thick. We're going to rename it. It's light, medium, and thick.
Questions here, but they're going real fast. So
yeah, there's a lot of questions here. You know, maybe Ronan, you want to pick some out on voice, and then I'll respond.
I ask if we could expand a little bit on the crafting system.
Okay, so the crafting system is basically split into 2 parts. One is a research tree that you have to unlock by investing resources. You can unlock different recipes in the tech tree, and you can go down different paths of the tech tree to specialize. And that enables recipes to open up. And there are some prerequisites. So maybe if you're researching some xenotechnology from the Tsihu, you're going to have Kaiju parts. You're going to have Tsihu weapon parts in order to unlock those recipes, as well as the resources that you put in order to do that. And of course, the more bases you contribute to in terms of investing in their science facilities or research facilities, the faster your research will be. And if the enemy starts taking over more bases and you lose those research facilities, the slower everyone's research is going to be. So that unlocks the recipe. Then the crafting itself is going to be about putting resources into how you craft the different weapons and the abilities that you have for your frame. And that is the basics of crafting. Hey, before we get too far along here, we have a lot of packs to give out. Why don't we do one now as a test? Actually, we usually do it this way. We do a random test so you guys know what it looks like and know how it works, and then we will do a real one. So Ronan, take it away.
Here we're going to do a little test. It's going to be set for 45 seconds. Hopefully I'm doing it right again. So now what you're going to notice, as soon as I hit this button, there's going to be a little notepad underneath it. You will click directly on the notepad one time, and that will put you in for the raffle. And if you could, as soon as I hit this button, nobody speak, just, okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. $80 people in the chat, so we still got a few who haven't clicked that button.
Don't be fooled by the other emojis people are putting up in fave icons. Only the notepad counts.
One time it will knock you out of it if you click it again.
Yeah, if you multi-click the notepad, it doesn't give you more entries. It just knocks you out. So be careful about that. Okay, everybody get how this works? Everybody understand? Anybody confused?
Gore, you won the test.
Well, this is what we got to work with. This is EmberBot, and it's worked pretty well for a while. Thanks to Zebus for coding EmberBot and the raffle system. Okay, let's do one for real. So these are Maven's gift to the community. These are $1 stretch goal packs, which basically unlock all the stretch goals. They do not include the game. They don't include the demos, but you can upgrade those packs later. Basically, Maven he wants more new people to come join Ember and support Ember, and so he wants to encourage that by giving out these packs.
Right now, the way it works, since only one, like you only get one bike and one thing like that per account, so you know having multiple of these would not help you. So how about we make it to where if you already have a pack and you win one of these, you can gift it to someone who doesn't have one. You can pull them in that way.
And how do they gift it? It's a manual process where you message Ronan, and Ronan handles the gifting using our snazzy website built by our web dev, Miss Amelia.
I just gave myself more work.
Yep.
Here, I'm going to put one up in just a moment. Maven $1 giveaway. 5 and 3, 2, 1. Be ready to click on the notepad. All right, go.
Remember, only the notepad. Click once. If you click again, your vote goes away.
On the actual notepad in the sentence, do not worry about
Don't
the
click on the imposter icons that people are throwing up. Only the notepad. Everyone's trying to trick you.
Until the contest is done. That way, you know, it doesn't get lost. Red Frost.
Congratulations, Red Frost. Basher, if you win a pack, not really the bike, because the bike's a skin, but if you win we have let people combine their packs before. So if we ever did another giveaway, and we're not doing one today, but if we did another giveaway with something else, yeah, you can combine packs. Okay, let's do 2 more packs because I'm concerned about time. I want to make sure we get that. So let's do 2 more packs. Let's do a second one right now, Ronan.
Okay, just a moment. All right. Second giveaway coming up. 3, 2, 1, and we got here.
So someone posted what you get for these $1 packs. Whoever posted that link, and just one of you, please, staff only, repost that link so people know the unlocks they get with that pack. Thank you, Ronan.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Bestia is Bestia. Best girl. Probably a guy fan. The weeb. That's all right. Me too.
All right, we're going to do another one here in just a moment.
Okay, we got one more coming.
Those of you who win, go ahead and PM me right away. That way we can open a dialogue and I can check and see if you already have a pack. If you don't, we can sort out the gifting and things like that. So PM me right away, like right now, as soon as you win.
That,
all right?
That does not sound right, Ronan.
What did I say this time?
That did not sound right. Don't say PM. How about message me?
Okay. Yes, message me on Discord. Yes. All right. So. Oh no. All right. So we're gonna do one more.
One more pack, then we'll get some questions.
Just a moment. Sorry.
When this raffle goes out, please refrain from posting messages until it's over.
Perma-ban you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Still missing a few. Come on, people, just click on that notepad. I saw somebody double click. I saw that. Nephirim, how do I say that?
Nephirim. If you can't pronounce the name, you get to rename him. That's the rule, Ronan.
I am. Congratulations.
Congratulations, founder. No, Nephirim. Congratulations, Nephirim. Okay, that's 3 packs. So we got some more questions here. Trading auction house. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty essential to this game. So that's an early planned feature right after launch, is to get that up and running. Same thing with guild support. Guild support really huge in this game. We want armies to be traveling together. Gate Striders to be running in Reaper teams.
So one of the questions was, will there be afterburners? I've seen that a few times now. Somebody even changed their name to, but will there be afterburners?
We have a prototype afterburner. Good time to introduce you to Fillmore. Ben has been working on the jetpacks with me. and he went ahead and he did Afterburner on his own, and it's pretty cool. The way it works is you can burn in a direction, or you can burn straight down the ground and do sort of like a cannonball type maneuver. That's probably going to be like an ability, a movement ability that you can slot to give yourself an extra ability. And the way it works right now is you double tap forward while pointing in a direction to burn in that direction. The other team member who I see here today I'd like to introduce is Ricardo. Ricardo has been hard at work on the glider system, and they've both been doing a bang-up job. It's been really great, and it's just really wonderful to have them on the team.
Well, what's happening next is people are going to start throwing out different specific abilities that they like from Firefall and wondering if we'll have them. So I don't know that we want to speak to any specific ability, or go down that rabbit hole of how about this one or this one, but maybe there's something general you'd like to add to that, Grums?
Sure. We actually have a forum thread where people can post the abilities that they really loved from Firefall that they would like to see again. So I don't know if Please Bambi can dig that up and post that here. If you have favorite abilities from Firefall, then this is the place to post it, and we are definitely considering it.
Excellent, thank you.
You can expect a lot of the abilities, the good ones at least, to make a form of a comeback. Won't be exactly the same, but again, this is the spiritual successor, not the literal successor to Firefall.
Exactly. So let's see.
Cannonball!
It's a good name.
It's my favorite Firefall ability. And I shout it every time.
Question: will there be a public mass transit system like the aircraft in Firefall that went from location to location? So the dropship.
There are dropships that deliver the thumpers, and I hadn't thought about derp ships. Yes, they acted really crazy in open beta. Yeah, I want dropships. I want travel like that, but there's the primary mode of travel is, gliding's pretty powerful because I'm playing with the idea that you don't need jump pads to glide. So if I do that, then you'll be able to glide most places. The other thing that's different is that OmniFrames have a skim mode. So basically, you hover close to the ground and your wings deploy, and you're in the fast travel mode over terrain that way. So with those two things in there, maybe dropships are going to be something that's more zone to zone. So when you're transitioning to another type of zone, you'll use a dropship. But within zones, I suspect most people will use their gliders. And yes, we do have thermals. And because it is an icy volcanic planet, at least in terraforming phase 1, there's lots of opportunities to catch thermals over lava flows. And we actually have that in prototype form.
Awesome. So
okay, so there's a question here. I know I'm jumping ahead, but will there be raids? There are no quests and raids. I want you to think of this not really like an MMO, although maybe we'll get there. But this is really sort of like a persistent Battlefield Online with crafting and making stuff up. Not making stuff up, you're crafting your own weapons and abilities. We're a small team, so that's what we're picking on starting on. That's what we're starting with first. And the idea is that we bootstrap the game. If that's successful, if that's fun, and we think it was the most fun part of Firefall, then we can look at adding quests, we can look at adding missions and things like this in the future, sort of the way that Warframe bootstrapped itself. When Warframe first started, all it had were a couple of random ships to do missions in. And then, now they're all the way up to open world and everything else. We're starting on the open world end with invasions, and then we're going into, more and more MMO-like elements if the game is popular and people continue to back the game.
Now,
Mine, build, fight, invasion, repeat. Yeah, Rocket, it's a good way to put it. You're either mining, building bases, building omni-frames, you're going out and fighting invasions, and you're repeating, and but there are boss battles. We have Kaiju. So a little bit of Monster Hunter in there too.
I just wanted to, since we were talking about travel a moment ago, perhaps you'd like to reference how that equates, how that works with the bikes, with the motorcycle.
Okay, so the bike is merely cosmetic. It's really a nod to the early Firefall fans who heard about us and believed in us enough to back at M3, and it's no faster than, say, skim mode. And in fact, it might be a little more awkward because you've got to get out of your Omni frame, res a bike, scooch down your location, and then call down your Omni frame and get into it. It's really a vanity item, so there's no mechanical advantage to having a bike, except it's fun.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh, Icy Planet. Maybe you'll spin out a lot and it'll be really frustrating to drive. No, just kidding.
That would be wicked. That would be so bad. Okay, so a question.
You hit the brakes and you skid like a mile.
Question. On the since there are the 3 different OmniFrame classes or weights rather. Model, will that affect the weight and how they move as well? Like, will the heavy feel more stompy, the light more agile, things like that?
Yeah, basically, they're going to share animations. Just from a cost perspective, we have to, do stuff like that to sort of like make sure that we control the amount of work that we create for our small team. But the movement will be different. So when you craft the frame, heavies have bigger reactors and more power available to their weapon systems. Lighter frames have less power, but they also have more mobility because they weigh less. So there are differences like that between the frames. And there's also a power system in these mechs. So there is a 3-column power system. You can divert power between mobility, weapons, and defense and on the fly. And you can sort of hit hotkeys to quickly allocate between them.
Awesome. Now we do have a technology-based question about how will Ember work on if you have like a really slow connection.
Well, here's where we're going to try to do something different. In Firefall, when we had an invasion, it was all in one city, and so everybody went to the same city, and it was nearly impossible to handle that. What we're going to do here is we're going to do the entire zone under the attack at once with multiple battles happening at the same time. So think spread out smaller battles, but a huge sort of like zone-wide invasion going on versus everybody in one tiny spot of the map. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to spread people out, and if that is not enough, then we might implement some form of dynamic phasing. If you've ever played WoW during pre-Legion launch, they had invasions in Azeroth, and they had seamless phasing you into groups as you approach cities to participate in battles. Hopefully we don't have to do that. That's hard. But there are answers to that.
Yeah, another question was, what will be the penalty, if there is such a thing, for death? Character.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know yet. What happens is your character doesn't die, your Omniframe is going to blow up, and you get to run around and try to survive in your squishy human form against Kaiju with your SMG, and until you can call down your other Omniframe, because hopefully you've built a couple and you got some spares, and you can call one in, and a dropship will come in and drop another Omniframe for you. If you get killed by a human, you will basically respawn at the closest base. There is no permanent durability breakage. There is some durability when it wears down, but basically it won't cost you the same resources to repair that as it did to craft it in the first place. And the weapon isn't going to completely break on you. It's just going to go at a low sort of par level. Yeah, we do want cool animations when your mech blows up. We've already got ragdoll on glider fails when you fail to stick the landing on the glider, and it's pretty amusing. I imagine we can do the same with the Omniframes. There is a currency in Ember but it's and I actually forgot the name. It's been long enough since I wrote that PDF where you can exchange resources into this sort of common exchange. I think that's what I called it, actually. CE. Yeah, I guess you could climb into a bike, but you have no weapon systems in a bike. You could be blown off your bike, because if you get attacked, you're going to be bounced off your bike. Common exchange. Thank you. I did call it that. Good.
What?
Temperature management. Particularly in place 100 frame. Do you mean like, what's the game with where it gets cold and you have heat energy and you have to collect enough heat to stay alive? Japanese game. Lost Planet. Mm-hmm. I think not. I think I want to stay away from fiddly heat management on the icy world thing. You've got enough to manage with your power systems, mainly cosmetic. But it might be useful for if you go outside of the terraforming zone. We could start to freeze your systems over, and you'll eventually come to a complete halt if you stray outside the terraforming zone.
Let's do a couple giveaways, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Let's go for another 3-packs.
So everybody get ready. You're going to be clicking on the notepad once again. And just a reminder, these are for the Maven $1 giveaway. If you win it and you already have the package, you can gift it to a friend. Otherwise, this will be for you. You can then upgrade, or at the very least, you get all kinds of stuff just for having that $1 in M3. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 3, 1. Click on the notepad. Everybody, please hold off on any kind of new posts. Just give folks a chance to click on that notepad. Come on, there's another 15, 20 people in here. Everybody should get that chance.
And remember, if you are the winner of a $1 pack, we do have an upgrade system in my.ember.com. You can go in, log into your account, and upgrade your pack from there. You can also, if you're an M3 backer, purchase the bike separately if you want to stay at your current perk level. Each of the perk levels offer you different benefits. We implemented the upgrade system mainly because we had a lot of $1 and $5 donors and 15 who don't have access to the game or the demos that are coming up pretty soon here. So we wanted to make sure that they got a chance to be able to upgrade their perks, support the game, and get access to the goodies while they do.
We're doing another one. So remember, when you win the $1, send me a direct message right away so I can respond later and we can make sure everybody has what they need.
Congratulations, Todd Goodweather.
All right, here we go. Here's another one. Everybody get ready. Click on that notepad in 3, 2, 1.
Shouldn't we say little people kaijus? Panda gnome?
Jasm?
We do have a pet. One of the stretch goals is you get a kaiju pet. Hey, Bo Jasmine! Congratulations!
Well done. Do one more giveaway here.
Maybe in the Kaijurian expansion we will have mini kaiju pet battles like WoW. but not at lunch. No mini kaijus except for the pet stretch goal stuff.
A pet kaiju would be kind of drooly. Anyway, all right, so everybody get ready. In 3, 2, 1.
Those pet kaiju, they're real knee biters. We are doing bike giveaways after we give away these dollar packs.
The winner is Vlad Playa.
Congratulations, Vlad Playa!
Did you not expect to win?
When we used to do these giveaways, Ronan had no actual way of giving you your pack without taking notes in a giant spreadsheet. Now he has a website tool he can do it with, and he's very happy about that.
Oh, I can't even tell you guys. David Grumps told me, no more spreadsheets. I was like, thank you. It was a wonderful day. It was like I won like a, Miss America. Anyway, all right, so that's enough packs for the very moment. Next up, we're going to do a couple more questions.
Just the drop ships for now. For travel, I don't really, and that's a maybe. So all depends on time. And then Firefall, we just had portals. I always want to dropship travel though. If you have an issue with your packs not being correct or not having them on your website, my.ember.com, contact us at support@crixa.io and we'll take care of you, usually within 24 hours.
We have a question. Have you thought about an app to customize our mechs or craft items while not online?
That's a nice to have. I remember using something like that for EVE Online. But being able to manage your crafting from an app, that's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe if some fan wanted to write an app like that and give it away for free, we could grant them API access. But we're a very small team. I can't promise anything like apps and things like that at this point.
All right, so let's see a few more questions. Let's see here. I'll scroll back a bit because I know a few were missed. A different one. Have we ever thought about a micro instance when fighting kaiju, where you fly into the mouth of the kaiju and attack it from the inside?
Ooh, can you do that in Warframe? I know they got some really giant space boss. I hadn't thought about that. We aren't planning kaiju quite that big for launch. Maybe later. But I do like the idea that you can actually fly inside of it. But that's pretty ambitious. Not for launch.
You mentioned Lost Planet earlier. In Lost Planet 2, there was a moment where you could do that. Not fly, but run inside the mouth. Let's see here.
So the playable mock-up, that is coming. We have been whiteboxing it, so we've got AI taking cover and firing. We've got obviously the thumper thumping around. We have gliding. We've got jetpacks. We have the core weapons in prototype form. A lot of this is just art, guys, and we did take a little detour because we had the old OmniFrame, which we got a lot of community feedback on the new Omni frame, and I have to admit that did slow us down. But the good news is that we've made a lot of progress, and the new Omni frame is looking really slick, and it's about to go in here, and we've already started animation on the humans, and we can use a lot of those animations for the Omni frame and tweak them for that. So we're hoping to accelerate the art here so we can replace our little white box mannequins and stuff in the game with actual art assets and polish.
Evil Kitten, will there be any further Let's Watch episodes like when the Thumper was being designed?
I was thinking about that as I was building the bike. I was like, I could stream some of the creation for this. If you guys want them, that's something we could definitely do.
And another question: will there be some kind of overarching narrative to follow?
There is a storyline to Ember. You guys have been asking for more stories, so we started doing lore drops in our video where we talk more about the background story of the game. Expect a lot of it to be told through text and recordings scattered around the world. We just don't have the resources to create cutscenes or anything like that. So, no, Firefall had cutscenes and full-blown scripted missions, and we don't have missions and we don't have cutscenes, so we don't have those tools to do story. But the plan is to sort of tell a story as we go along, and the story is going to be pretty rich here. And in fact, I've been having lunches and dinners with various sci-fi self-published authors. I don't know if you know, I worked with Orson Scott Card on Firefall story, and lately I've been talking to a lot of self-publishers, people like Nick Cole, who wrote Soda Pop Soldier and the Legionnaire series of books, and that's something that I'm looking at seriously.
So a question about difficulty with the same, how difficult would you say this game is to both get into and play successfully, both in terms of combat difficulty and understanding the various mechanics?
I think Firefall had a very difficult time with explaining crafting mechanics to you. You sort of had to understand the whole system before you could make even basic decisions about what to craft first. My hope is to sort of lead you into that and offer two paths. One is a simple crafting system where you can just make the item and go. And the other one is a more detailed crafting system that you can kind of get into to tweak stuff for advanced users and then trade between them, of course. So you can go find someone to tweak your weapon exactly the way you want. But I'm looking for a way to simplify crafting for beginners so that you don't have to have a deep understanding of the crafting system in order to create stuff and just go. Firefall credit program, let's address that. That's a big question. So we are not related to Red 5 at all. That's really important to know. And, but we are a spiritual successor to Firefall, and we wanted to do something nice for the early backers of Firefall who bought into the original vision, which is much more like the current vision of Ember than what it became. It became kind of WoW with guns, with zones and leveling and things like that. And we're much more like, hey, what would happen if Firefall had stayed the course with tiers and just added more content and more zones and built off of that? We're much more in that spirit of things. And so we decided, hey, why don't we offer a credit to some of the early backers of Firefall if we can prove that they bought one of these 3 open beta packs, and we had to limit it. We had to be very precise because there was a lot of code that Zivus wrote to actually do this. And so we basically ran that program, and it used the Red 5 forums, which we don't own or control, in order to do the verification process. So what happened was we kept that program open for as long as we could, but when Red 5 deactivated the forums and then closed the studio, there was no way for us to continue that program. And really, with hundreds of thousands of Firefall accounts still out there, there's no way that our small team can manually verify everyone. I know people sometimes are like, hey, I can send you my receipt. I'm like, well, that's great, and I believe you, but if we started down that road, we would be handling receipts every day, and we still couldn't get through all of them. So unfortunately, we had to draw the line somewhere when the automated process was no longer possible, and that was outside of our control. It was Red 5 shutting that down. That's when the program ended. But if you have a Firefall credit and you went through the process last year, it is on your Ember account. You can actually log in and see that.
Are there any legal issues of claiming Ember as a Firefall spiritual successor?
None at all. You can copyright the expression of an idea, but not the idea itself. We can have very similar themes, but all of our stuff is original. And you've seen plenty of spiritual successors. We can't call ourselves Firefall. We're not Firefall, and in fact, we're kind of a different game. And we've got mechs, versus battle suits, we just called them frames in Firefall. So we're okay there, especially since the game's gone, the company's gone. So really, is it worth them to get their panties in a bunch over it? I don't think so.
All right, now before we go back to more questions, let's do more giveaways.
Yep, 3 more giveaways.
If we do 4, we'll hit 10. Pick random. We're doing a Maven $1 giveaway. If you're just joining us, then the trick is to click on the little notepad when it pops up. This is for the $1 for a $1 donation, essentially, to the M3 on Indiegogo, and with that you get all tons of stuff. There's a list of that. You can check there because there's so much stuff. So everybody get ready. If you already have one, you can gift it. If not, it's for you, and it can be upgraded currently. So get ready. 3, 2, 1. Click on that notepad.
Don't click on the other icons, and only click once. If you click twice, it deactivates your entry. Right now, people are going, did I click 2 or 3 times? I can't remember.
There is Angel McWallsoft.
Congratulations, Angel McWallsoft.
It's always fun to see people's creative names and things. I love it. Me a direct message so we can connect later and make sure that everything is what it needs to be.
Okay. Any packs, any $1 packs yet provided by Maven very generously?
We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Get ready.
All right. Let's do the rest of them. If we got 1 or 2 left, let's get them out there.
Get them all done. Right? And 3, 2, 1.
The game really will be open. It's not like Diablo 2. We're talking the largest zone size that you'll see is an 8-kilometer on a side zone. It's not like in Firefall where they carved up New Eden into a bunch of tiny zones. We're not doing that. It used to be an open beta that all of New Eden was open. Hey, Meganaut! Congratulations!
More of these. Two more. Two more.
2 more dollar packs. No posting during the giveaways.
3, 2, 1. It's amazing. The sheer amount of sharing that goes on here, it surprises me every time.
So Ronan, I guess people are going to want to know when will their packs be assigned to them? They have to send you their account info, right?
Hey Edzo, congratulations! All right, so and just remember everyone to as soon as you win, message me so I can get to work on that. I will of course be going back through the chief chat to make sure everybody got counted, but make it easy for me if you can, and just connect with me right away. I see most people have already sent me a message, so that helps. And because I'll be putting it in manually, and you will still have to. I'll explain it to you then, but you will have to set yourself up on our event already.
Awesome. Did we do all the packs?
Three, two, one. Click it.
Here we go. One more.
About that, I hit the button and it didn't take. I had some kind of hiccup on my internet. All right.
So remember, those of you who are M3 backers, you can go to my.ember.com and you can upgrade your pack. And when you do, you get the Python bike skin as a free thank you. Or if you wish to stay at your current level, you can just go to the M3 campaign itself and purchase the bike skin separately.
Congratulations, Alpha.
Congrats, Alpha. And to answer Shadow's questions, I don't know how the servers will be structured yet. It's kind of a preliminary question. Some of it's also a business arrangement. If we end up licensing out operations to another company in, say, China, then they will obviously want to run their own servers. And China, don't worry, they're not going to buy us. We're not going to let the Chinese buy us again.
Oh, no. Jeez.
Besides, we already sold the company to the Nine, the German refrigerator magnet company. That was our April Fool's joke.
9?
Exactly. So difficulty is handled the way I wanted to do it originally in Firefall, which is going to be dynamically scaled because depending on the players in the region, when the invasion starts, we will scale the difficulty based on the number of players there as well as what tier technology they are. You know what?
Go ahead.
Let's do it. Let's do one bike.
Oh.
Let's do a bike here. Just one here.
Just one. Who wants a bike? Yes.
These are only for M3 backers. So we will verify your account. So don't vote on this if you're not an M3 backer because we'll end up just having to re-raffle it.
And remember, all of you who won the $1 from Maven, you can actually win this bike. So that is the beauty of it.
Yep. We are 10 new people here that have a chance to win the bike.
Meganaut. I just like saying that. Okay, so get ready. We're going to do a raffle for the bike. It's going to be the same rules. It's going to be 45 seconds on there. And 3, 2, 1, click on that notepad.
And no messages, please, while the raffle is in progress. Remember to click on the notepad. Don't click on the other distracting icons that people are trying to confuse you with.
Omnidirectional laser bike. But what would that even do? Is Estender. Congratulations. You won an awesome bike skin.
Congrats! That's so cool.
Party generator. I think I have one of those. So what's next? Do we give away another bike? Do we answer a question? We got any news to share? What's going on?
I have news, but I'm not quite ready to announce it. I will talk about some Discord integration. Idiakor has been messaging me. We are part of the Discord dev program, and they don't do this anymore. So we got in while it was hot and was an early Discord supporter, and we are part of their dev program. So we can have Discord integrated with our game. Discord will be providing the VoIP as well as chat. And this is something that we weren't going to offer for the playable mockup, but we will have it working for the playable mockup. You will be able to have chat working with Discord and hook up your Discord account.
Ooh.
Discord presence is on the list too. I don't know how far along we'll get with presence, but definitely going to have VoIP and chat through Discord when you group up. No proximity chat. They don't really support it, and Discord isn't built for proximity chat. We had a discussion with them for that, so voice chat's always going to be in groups or guilds.
Awesome.
Okay. Let's do what. No one wanted to invite you after that incident with the worm and the volcano. I don't blame them. Actually, you won't need the Discord overlay in game, because the way we're doing it, if you go ahead and you link your Discord account, which you kind of have to go out of the game to do. We just got news on that today. If you want to link your actual Discord account rather than use a guest account, you have to page out of the game. It will take you to a web page. You'll get authorized and come back in. Then you can go ahead and basically join any channel to which you have permissions to. Epic has talked to us about grant funding. We are in basically tier 1 dev support with Epic because of my past relationship with Mark Rain and knowing those guys very well. So they flew out here. We met with them a little while ago. Epic is giving us top tier support. We can post directly and get engineer support from them, which is really nice. We also have top tier relationships with AMD. We've got a direct line with AMD Tech and also with Razer. Razer has provided us with Chroma peripherals that we are hooking up for our Chroma assless chaps and other skins in the game. No, I'm just kidding. There are no assless chaps. That's something you guys wanted, but were denied because you didn't hit the stretch goal. and we were all very grateful
Close.
you didn't hit that stretch goal.
Sweating a little bit. It was so close.
And yes, Laura Post, the voice of Arrow, will be returning to be the OPAI voice in your OmniFrame, or OPI.
Okay. So,
Operational AI, get your mind out of the gutter, hero.
I'm still excited about Chroma. I love the idea of colorful things. It sounds great.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you have a Philips lighting system in your home, the Razer software actually talks to that too. So we could sync your home, your keyboard, your mouse, your headphones, and your Chroma skin in-game with the same color cycling. Kind of nuts, huh?
It'd be great.
We are partnered with Razer, so we don't plan direct support for other vendors' APIs right now. Razer and I go way back. So Min, the CEO, is a friend of mine, and I've actually had very good luck with Razer peripherals. I will be completely honest with you guys. All right, you want the honest review? The reliability has been great. Don't listen to people that say Razer breaks all the time. We've had probably dozens of keyboards and mice, as well as their headphones and laptops, and we've only had one failure with a laptop key or something like that, really minor, out of maybe over 24 laptops that we've had through the history of where I used to work, Red 5, and here now. The headphone sound quality is crappy. I will just say that. I will say that to Min's face. I don't like the way they artificially boost bass. I think it's very muddy. And the wireless on mice kind of sucks, and the recharging on the wireless stuff I don't like very much. But I really like the wired stuff. I have no problem with that. And you do pay more. You are paying for a brand. I will say that. You're paying for nice packaging. You're paying for stuff like that. I haven't had any wiring breaks, Evil. We've had different experiences. Obviously, everyone's mileage will vary, but we've gone through a lot of Razer hardware, and I've been very happy for the most part with it, with the caveats I mentioned.
Right on. So one of the questions I'm seeing on here is about our after launch plans in terms of how we will expand the game, what kind of price, let's see, what kind of ways people can put in money to the game if they want to. How are we going to expand the world? Will there be new abilities? What will we see after launch?
So we're kind of taking a page from Warframe here. We're having a very narrow focus. We're concentrating on invasions and crafting and omniframes, and that's it. There's no missions or anything like that. The next thing that's going to happen is probably army mechanics, group and army mechanics. So you'll be able to have like an army hall and things like that, and army benefits for gathering people together. And then after that, if people are excited about the game, we will start adding in the dynamic event system of my dreams that I always wanted to do for Firefall. And we got part of the way in Firefall, but we never got to the AI director part of it. And so I did up a whole design doc for it on Firefall that I hope to one day implement for Ember in the future. There is no end game. Basically, we open up more and more of the world, more and more zones, and we increase the tech tier. So there's higher and higher tiers of gear to craft and unlock. Remember, it's not like an MMO. You're not sitting here doing raids and end game content for gear. It's more like a persistent battlefield online.
All right. Now, let's see. Make sure everybody who's asking questions is connected to the Chief Chat so they're not missing the answers, because that does happen sometimes where people happen to come in and they don't realize that we're answering in the chat.
There was a question about mobile spawn points in PlanetSide. I think that was always kind of annoying in a PvP setting, trying to hunt down and find the other guy's mobile spawn point, which was often invisible. But in a PvE setting, I think a mobile spawn point could work. I don't know. I haven't put much thought into it yet. The current thought is, that you'll respawn at the nearest base, and the length of time it takes to call down a new OmniFrame depends on how far away you are from the nearest base. Because I want you to build more bases. I want you to basically fully populate the zone. And if you had a mobile spawn point, I'm worried that you'd be like, well, why build a base? I can just scooch this over here and then, everything's golden. We want to give players incentive to take over more territory and to build up more territory. So maybe I worry. That's my worry about such a system in a game like this, but we'll see.
Shadow asked about melee combat. Will there be melee combat in Ember?
Oh, absolutely. I always wanted that for Firefall, but our network model did not allow for that. So we're trying some things here that are a little different, and I do want melee to be a part of it. Also, I do want grappling too, sort of like grappling finishing moves and things like that when you get hand-to-hand with a Kaiju or a Tsihu. The upgrade packs system will be available until the Kickstarter, which is a minimum of 3 months, but will be this year. And we will give you ample warning, and you'll be getting builds too as M3 backers, so you'll know when we're close. Okay, let's give away another bike.
Hey. Everybody get ready. Once again, this is how this works. I'm going to put this little thing, thing that says giveaway. It's going to have a little notepad. You're going to click on the notepad one time. If you click it twice, it will pull you out of the raffle, so don't do that. And please, while it's up, nobody else post. Just wait for it to go through. Ready? And here we go.
Yes, these votes are for M3 backers only. If you're because bikes are exclusive to M3, so you have to either be an M3 backer or have won one of the raffles, like today, where we gave away 10 $1 packs in order to qualify.
Last one says Maven $1, but this is actually for the bike. Sorry about that. I copied the wrong information there.
This one is for the bike. It's not Maven $1. We got a winner. Congratulations, Bo Jassin.
On a $1 earlier, and now you've got a bike to go with it. That is amazing.
Oh, seriously? He got the $1 pack and got into M3, and then he just slid into a bike like that?
Look at that.
That's what I want to see. That's a feel-good moment right there.
They're the champions. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Let's see if we got any other questions.
The bikes, no, you don't 3D print the bikes. You just get them. They're a backer reward. You don't need resources to craft them, and they're exclusive to M3. There aren't going to be any bikes for anybody else. So that means there's only going to be about 2,000, 2,500 of these bikes in game total.
That's awesome. Somebody's asking if we can craft something like the Recluse weapon in Ember. And I want to draw your attention back to the forums. We have a place where you can recommend the weapons that you'd like to see in Ember. So please hop over there and let us know what you'd like to see. On to the next question. Will there be any other vehicles like trucks for armies or vehicle combat in Ember?
The idea is that after we launch with frames, that vehicles is something we are strongly going to consider, things like tanks and aircraft. And maybe there will be for certain zones that are built for that type of combat that come in the future, but we would like to expand that because this is a total war game. We want that sort of feeling in the game. But again, we are taking a step-by-step approach, a Warframe style approach, where we start with core gameplay, and as the game grows, we start to add more and more ambitious features. And this is because Firefall did the opposite. Firefall got too big and tried to do too many things at once, and that was a mistake. So we learned that lesson from Firefall. We don't want to go down that route. We want to start with core gameplay and build up. Okay, let's do this last bike, and then have a special raffle from Rocket. Rocket would like to give away one of his copies of the game. So he has multiple copies, and he would like to raffle that off. Now, we don't have a way to tag that on the Ember site yet, so Rocket will just have to keep that information, as well as Ronan, to himself to when we are able to add that to the site.
Keeper. Okay, so we're going to do one more raffle for the bike skin, baby. Who's ready? Get ready if you're not. If you're ready, be ready. Here it goes. 3, 2, 1. Hit that notepad.
Yep, no messages during the vote. And I can answer a question while we're there. When can we expect a trailer or demo video? You can expect that at Kickstarter. We're trying to do an example. Part of what we're delivering is a simulated mass scale battle. So I say simulated because we don't have multiplayer scheduled for the Kickstarter demo. Only the Thumper encounter, but we do want to show what one's like.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking this year for the Kickstarter, minimum of 3 months time. We're cranking here. A lot of it depends on animation time.
Few seconds. Hey, 310. Well done.
Congratulations, Sammy 310.
Questions are going straight to the copy of the game giveaway.
All right, let's do it. Thank you, Rocket, for your generosity.
I'm telling you, this community is so unique.
Base placements are in certain locations in the zone. I don't know how many of you played Ultima Online, but it got ridiculous with housing where it was like wall-to-wall houses. We want to avoid that situation. So there will be specific areas where you can build up bases within a zone.
Okay, here we go. Rocket's copy of the game. Get ready. You have a copy of the game. This would kind of be redundant. I suppose if you wanted, you could give it away again, but let's try to avoid that. Let's try to do this if you don't have a copy of the game. But all right, everybody get ready and hit that notepad.
Yes, you can gift it.
And the winner is...
Oh my goodness!
Are you serious?
Bojasim! All right, we're going to do a source code review of Emberbot. I think Zebus has an alt.
He's a magician. Something's going on here.
Don't worry, guys. We're going to do more of these. This won't be the only chance. But that's pretty freaky. I think there's some kind of witchcraft happening. We should see if he floats. All right, so congratulations to all the winners. Thank you very much, Rocket. Thank you very much, Maven, for putting up those prizes. Want to thank everybody for coming, and we will take last question here. So pick a good one. Throw up your last question.
Real quick, as though we will probably put this on our YouTube channel. We'll figure that out, and we'll let everybody know.
Okay, I see 2 questions here. I'll just answer as many as I can here in the last minute of chat. Armies won't have their home base type. They don't.
Can you hear me?
So we are going with a skin-based business model of the game, which means that if you want color variants and things, you can buy them. But we are playing around with the idea, if it's not too performance intensive, to let you swap. So for example, if you got a skin for your Omni frame that had one kind of shoulder pad and it was all gold, and you had another Omni frame with a different kind of shoulder pad that was all red, you could swap the gold shoulder pads with the red. So the more skins you collect, the more combinatorial possibilities you have for customization. Now that is dependent on Unreal's socketing system, which can be expensive, and we're looking into how expensive it is to do that. But yes, there will be some customization, things like decals that you can apply, but colors and things, I would say no. It's like buying shaders, buying different skins, because that is the business model we use to keep the servers running, and so that is a trade-off we had to make.
Awesome. And everybody can hear Grums well enough? Discord had a bit of a hiccup there, so I had to make sure.
Aggressive navels. You can expect some interesting skins coming out from us. We're not shy about that. We might have a sensitivity filter, so if you don't want to see that stuff, if you don't want to see like a naval window, maybe there's a flag you can toggle for that, and you just see the default G suit instead.
Is the world going to be destroyable, like in the ground or walls, things like that?
The bases are. I want the bases to be destructible, obviously. The terrain, to some degree, will be destructible for Kaiju. As Kaiju walk around, they can break trees and break ice clusters and things like this, but they will all respawn and regenerate. Hentai skins, that's up to the fans. But, we'll collect a giant hard drive full of it, I'm sure. If Discord hiccuped during Army stuff, I want to say that Army's bases are not planned until after launch. It's one of the first things we want to work on is Army bases, but we don't know if they will be instance. We don't know if they will be on land or in space. That's something we have to suss out.
Well, technically, wouldn't the Kaiju be naked?
Yeah, they're already lewd. Just like your pet cat and dog. Can't believe you people, loose people, letting your animals walk around naked all the time.
Already that evil kitten Donald ducks it. So.
Okay.
All right, real quick. Any other questions?
Can you loan Omni frames? Hadn't thought about it. I would say no right now, just because it's a knee-jerk response that I haven't thought through. But that's an interesting idea if someone wants to try out a build. Okay, guys, this has been awesome. There are so many of you here. It's like it was last year. It's all warm and fuzzy, getting a real good feeling. We can't wait to start getting new builds out to you backers, which we are working on here. I have actually gone ahead and tasked Fillmore Ben with a build cycle, so we can start getting to that. And you can expect the OmniFrame movement demo, but before that, you can expect another art demo where you can actually see some of the character work and OmniFrame work we've done. They may not be moving around, but you can at least take a look at the models and see what they're going to look like. It's shaping up rather nicely. Everything's nice and shiny, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. Thanks again for attending. Thank you, Ronan, and please ban me for moderating and running the raffle system. Thank you, Zebus, for writing Emberbot. So many people I want to thank, Ben and Ricardo for working on the movement systems of the game. There's other people that I can't name because they've been on other projects that have been working on AI and things like that, and you can see our update videos. So thank you very, very much. And don't worry, we're going to do more of these. We're going to give away more Maven $1 packs to get people into M3 so we can expand the audience for Ember. And remember, if you would like to support the game as an M3 backer, you can upgrade or you can buy a bike skin. They've been selling okay, but I would say that we've got maybe 10% of people interested in bikes. We could use a lot more. That would be cool. And so please spread the word and let's make it happen. And remember, $1, $5, and $15 backers. If you want the art demo that's coming up, if you want the playable mockup, you need to upgrade to Deep Scanner for that. And upgrades will be available for a limited time until we do Kickstarter this year, which is a minimum of 3 months up to the end of the year is our target. All right, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to sign off here. If I forgot to thank anybody, I'm sorry. There's so many people helping out on the project, doing awesome work. And I'll catch you soon. All right, peace out.
Thank you all so much for coming. It's been great. We will be doing these again, as you mentioned. Big Man has to get back to work, and I suppose so do I. But before I go, I have one thing left to say. Deep Strike!